Greetings. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the example program that you can see running on your screen for you to see how this thing all fits together and how easy it is to work with. All the code in this example are on the website and it is also included in the download package. The one thing you are going to need is the Windows SDK. If you don't have that downloaded already, you should really do that. There's a link on the screen to that. It has an awful lot of really good things in it. And what we need that for is the includes in the real-time chart library. I'm using a dialog box, but you can really use any type of window, a pop-up, or doesn't matter, it'll work anywhere. These are all just child windows. Let's go and look at the program itself. Let me start the screen recorder here. There we go. Okay, so this is the test dialog .h file. You will of course need to include rtChart.h, which has our object definitions and some other overhead. You're using namespace rtChart framework, and you'll need to bring in the library itself. This location is, will change, depending on where you put the library. And that's really all there is to. So let's get into the definition of the dialog. Normal stuff. Okay, each chart, you need a pointer to a chart. So each chart has its own pointer. So here we have a line chart, PC line chart, and a line chart 2, which is PC line chart 2. I think there's only one line chart in this example, so that's an extra. You have legends, bar charts, 6 pie charts, 3 meters, 2 multimeters, and a progress bar. So those have to be, the pointers have to be defined. So let's jump into the main program. Go to the top. Okay. In your message map loop or in your WinMain, you're going to need to catch WM initialized chart. If you're using a message map like this, it's just on initialized chart to get this to work. Okay, nothing in create. In init dialog or in create, you could do this. You define your different charts, and it's really simple. And this is the line chart here. And for the line chart, here's the constructor. You're going to need the number of elements in the line chart, the horizontal step, how much it moves to the right each time you send it a value, the high value of the chart, the rectangle where it's going to reside, and the font size you want to use. Also a pointer to the parent window. And then you just create a new one, number of elements, horizontal step, high value, where it's going to be located, font size, and this pointer, and that's it. It's created. Now here we're creating the legends. Here we're bar charts. It's all pretty much the same. Here are the 6 pie charts, the meters, the multimeters, and the progress bar. So they're all created now. So what you want to do at this point, what happens here is these are all created asynchronously, so that I need a little time for it to actually get things organized. So you're going to post a message, WM initialized chart, to the message loop, and it's going to come out here at on initialized chart. Okay, now this here is where you do some initialization, and it shows some different options that you have that aren't really necessary, but they're there for your convenience. The first one here is the multimeter chart. It's going to show location, and this is an RGB value here. Now show location just draws a box. This one's red, sorry about that. This one's red around the location of this chart. Now the thing you have to think about though is this is where you want it. Well, it'll put it where you want it, but the size of the box may vary because of the math involved in the chart. Some need certain aspect ratios, to make them work. So the library will change that. And so don't be frustrated if you say you want it this big and Windows this big. It's just the way it works. Then you can set background colors. This is for the bar chart 2. Excuse me. Now, there are 32 colors for each window, and the first 16 are defined. And I chose colors I think are just pleasing to look at on a chart. And then the second 16 are all just red. And they're like user defined. So you can define even the ones that are predefined, you can change the color of those, and each window has its own set of colors. So if you want to color, if you have 2 bar charts and you want the first one to be red, white, and blue, and the second one to be blue, white, and red, you can do that just by changing the colors. So they're not set in stone. Then there's a move chart. You've created your chart here and you want to move it to here. Now, the idea I was thinking is that you have a list of charts, and if say one goes active, you pop that one to the middle to get the user's attention and then pop it back. But you can use it for anything you want. Okay, now in this example, I'm going to set a timer. I'm just feeding this all the charts random data. So this is where we're going to do it. We're going to do it every half a second, 500 milliseconds. This has been tested down to 10 milliseconds. So 100 times a second, it changed all the values in this chart, and it holds together just beautifully. Okay, one more step. The on timer. Okay, we're going to do the line chart and the 2 bar charts here. Going to loop through the number of elements. We're going to get a random number, and we're going to, on the line chart, plot the chart value, the number of the element, 0 through 1 less than elements, and the value. That's it. It starts charting like that. Bar charts, the 2 bar charts are being sent the exact same data. We only have one number here. You tell it which bar you want to use and the value, and that's it. Here's a pie chart. Pie chart gets more than one piece of data. So you define the data, and then you pass it, and you pass the number of data points you have, and the data itself, and it charts it, does a pie chart. And this update pie chart, this can change this value here. Say you're monitoring something, and one time you have only 4 elements, and the next time you have 10. You just shoot a 4 or a 10, and it will automatically draw the proper pie chart. When you download this, you can look at the other things here. Here's setting meters, and the multimeters, how they're set, and the progress bar, how to set the progress bar. And that is it. That's all there is to it to create all these charts that you see on the sample program. Now, let's take just one brief look at rtChart so you get familiar with this. We define the namespace. None of this is really important to you, but there's an orientation, horizontal or vertical, if you want a horizontal chart or a vertical chart. If you want, this is for legends. Do you want circles or squares, some math? And these are the window messages we use. You can change these if you're using WM user for 0 for something else. Feel free to change these. It doesn't really matter what they are. Okay, some structures. Legend. Here we go, line chart. Okay, the only thing that you really have any access to is this public area here. And they're the methods we talked about: show location, plot chart value, set a color, set window background color, and move chart. And that's it. That's as simple as it gets. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you decide to purchase our real-time chart library. Thank you so much.